I just have fun playing. I mean, I don't get to play a lot of tournaments every year, especially not the big ones. So it's nice to see all the guys, hang out with all the top pros. And I just try to have a blast out there, whether I'm shooting good or bad. It's just nice to be on the course.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here at the 2019 Portland Open with coverage presented by Prodigy Disc. I am here with a man who's played himself onto lead card during the second round, Mr. James Proctor. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Corey. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. It is Portland. I'm standing next to you, so it's a good day.
Yeah.
How is it though? I know you don't get to a ton of tournaments. How'd you make your way up here?
This was actually a unique tournament because I didn't have to take a day off work. We were able to play on Monday, Memorial Day. So I flew up Friday after work, got in real late, played an early practice round Saturday morning before the round. Managed to work out nicely for me, and then I'll fly back after the round tomorrow.
Cool. You played well your first round. How'd it go? How were you feeling? Run me through like what your emotions were, like what, 10 hours after landing?
Yeah, I really didn't have too many high expectations for this tournament. I didn't play that well at SFO, so I just wanted to come here, keep it in the fairways. I know a lot of those par fours, as long as you keep it safe, you can get the birdie. So I toned back a little bit, threw some fairways on most of the par fours to stay in bounds, and it worked out in my favor.
Cool. A lot of people know you, and especially out of the NorCal area, because that's kind of where you're centered, as a big power thrower. Would you feel like that plays to your advantage out at a course like this?
It definitely does, because I can throw a fairway and still get the birdie on a lot of those par fours. And it's nice because the fairways finish straighter, so they're not skipping out of bounds, skipping in the tall grass, so I can keep the scores low and keep the OB penalties low.
Cool. Speaking of local to the NorCal area, I know that you're not, your rating would suggest that you're a full-time disc golfer, but you have other things going on in life. What do you do, day to day, day job?
I teach special education at Greenacre Homes in school. It's in Sebastopol, California, and I love it. I got really lucky out of college. I was offered the job. I made a connection with all the kids, and I just have a great time. So I have a great relationship with my boss. He lets me take off days when I need to go play. And then obviously this weekend I was fortunate to not have to take any time off, but yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I remember last year you were up at BSF. It was probably a similar thing with the 3-day tournaments. Are there any big tournaments coming up that you're excited to take part in?
Not that I know of. I really want to go to USDGC this year. I've missed it the last couple, so that's the main tournament on my radar right now. I plan on taking it pretty easy this summer, playing a couple local tournaments. California's pretty fortunate because we have a lot of A tiers and B tiers to play almost every weekend. So I don't know if I'll hit any other big ones this year until USDGC.
Okay. I think one of the bigger storylines on your end over the off season is the switch from Lat 64 over to Innova. Kind of what was the catalyst behind that, and how are you feeling with the new plastic?
I'm loving the new plastic. I grew up throwing Innova for a long time. I've had some of the old good discs stashed away in boxes, so it's fun to play. I knew I wasn't going to play a whole lot this year. I knew I wasn't going to get any big contracts, so I figured if I'm just going to be throwing discs, I might as well throw the best disc, and it's been a blast. I'm loving it.
That's great. I mean, you said you don't play that often, but your rating is like crazy high for like a local crusher, which is kind of like what you've been playing a lot of these times. How do you get? How is it playing at such a high level at like local events where maybe you're the only like 10-20s rated person there?
Putting. Even though I don't get to play a lot of rounds, I got a couple baskets in the backyard. I struggled with putting a lot early in my career, so I've dialed that in. I feel pretty confident, and I just try to make all the putts.
Yeah, well, and you do. I feel like you putt, the disc feels, the putters feel heavy in a way that I feel like I was watching Thomas Gilbert lately, and it just like, they're flying true, but it feels like they're heavy into the basket. Like, how long have you been playing, and is there anything that you feel like you dialed in with the putter,
I've been playing, I turned pro in 2011. I've been playing since 2008, I believe, was my first tournament. And lately I've just been trying to really jam them in there, not necessarily reach the chains, but jam the pole, hit the chains, and if the basket doesn't catch it, oh well. There's nothing you can do about that. So I just try to really commit to the putt, make sure I'm reaching the chains, and hit it with authority.
Yeah, seriously, like putt through, not to. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
I definitely have you on my list of my fave 5. I was setting up my 5-pack that I'd play with. You and Greg Brazil specifically would be on that, along with maybe James Conrad and Kevin, those type of guys.
There you go.
you're loose on the course, right? Is that something that you go in with that intention, or is that just, that's James?
I just have fun playing. I mean, I don't get to play a lot of tournaments every year, especially not the big ones. So it's nice to see all the guys, hang out with all the top pros, and I just try to have a blast out there, whether I'm shooting good or bad. It's just nice to be on the course.
Yeah. Do you have like a good relationship with a lot of the pros, even though you're maybe at like 10%, 15% of the tournaments? Do you have a relationship with anybody out there?
Yeah, I mean, they're all, once you get to know them, they're all super nice guys on and off the course. I always have a blast playing with them, hanging out with them before and after the rounds. I wish I got to see them more, but they're great guys, and it's just a great time.
Yeah. So I know that you said that you're probably getting out here pretty quick after the rounds on Monday. You taking any time off to go maybe up north at all this year? Seattle specifically?
Yeah, my girlfriend is moving to Seattle August, so I will probably spend most of my free time hanging out with her as much as I can, which is why I won't play as many tournaments this summer. And then any 3-day weekend, any vacation the school gives me, I'm going to be going up there.
Sweet. Any courses you're looking forward to playing in that general area?
I've actually played a couple holes at SeaTac when we were up there checking out the campus, and it looked like a great course. Yeah. We didn't get to play the whole back. I think there was 27 holes, so I don't know of any other courses up there. I know Stellacom's up there. I'm not sure where. But I will be moving up there at the end of 2020, and I was actually just talking to Sexton about it because he just moved to Tacoma, I think.
Olympia, I think, right?
I think it's Olympia.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're great courses. I can't wait to go hang out up there and check it all out.
Cool. Well, you had a fine performance during round 2, but I think you'd say that you underperformed a little bit relative to expectations. How do you turn that around during round 3 when you're maybe not on camera this time?
I feel totally confident with this course. I was just a little bit off today with some of the drives and putts and a lot of the upshots. That's really what costed me. But I feel real confident. I'm going to go out there loose. I get to play with Wysocki tomorrow. I haven't played with him in a while. It should be pretty fun. And then 2 of the guys that were on my card today. So it should be a fun card. I got nothing to lose at this point, so I'm just going to go out there and try to have fun.
Awesome, man, and I'm confident you will. You always do. Is there anything you want to say to the fans back home, anybody out in NorCal that's pulling for Mr. James Proctor?
All the UFOs, all the Reno disc golf, I miss you guys. I appreciate all your support. My amazing girlfriend, Emily, my parents, everyone who's helped me get this far and allow me to enjoy the sport I love. Thank you guys.
Oh, well, we all thank you, man. You put on a show every single time, and it's always a pleasure to hang out. For all of you guys back home, though, if you'd like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, thanks for checking out that interview. I'm having a blast out here in Portland, and I just want to thank my sponsor, Prodigy Disc. They stepped up big time, not only sponsoring this content, but hooking me up with awesome D2s with my stamp on them, and soon enough, they'll be on their site to purchase. Stay tuned.